Hello everybody, Calabus here, back with more Hearthstone. Today we're playing the Curse of Naxxramas Adventure Mode. Right now we're taking on the heroic bosses. I defeated the first two and we're taking on the final one, Loatheb. For him, his hero ability is he does 3 damage to the hero and he does that every turn. There's some also other game mechanics that we gotta work with, but we're gonna just jump into the game right away and take a look at it as we play. I'm gonna be playing with the rogue deck that I named is called a 1 and a 2. The reason why it's called that is because I have a lot of minions in the deck that are 1 attack, 2 life that cost 1. So it's kind of playing around, trying to get a bunch of little minions on the board and then getting them buffed up with the little spores that he has. Alright, so he starts off the board with the Fan Creeper that we want to kind of get rid of. So I got, with the rogue deck, I got 2 saps in the deck, so I try to mulligan every card just to try to get the saps. So I try to get that guy off the board as soon as possible. Didn't get the sap. Hopefully we draw it either the first or second turn. Still don't got the sap. So basically the way it plays is he has 99 life. He always does his hero ability, which does the 3 damage, so he's trying to beat you down. He starts with the spore on the field. Every time you kill a spore, all the minions you have on the board get a permanent +8 to attack. And he starts with the Fan Creeper, which we're hopefully trying to get rid of. We're going to go ahead and just play a minion and turn. Usually he ignores the minions and just goes for your face. Alright, still don't got the sap, which is unfortunate. Usually you would hope you get the sap early on. Try to get rid of that Fan Creeper, but not really much we could do without it. Alright, usually if you start with that bad of a start and you don't got your sap yet, just give up. You should never give up. Unless you have no sap, then just give up. It's always possible to win. We're gonna try it again. Second time. Get those spiders hidden. Replace the cobwebs while the spiders are hiding. Let's do it again. Still mulliganing for those sap. Doot. Mulliganing. And we still didn't get the sap. Bring out the charger. Do we get the sap? There's the sap. Of course, I do have the play where I could weapon up, and then next turn I would Deadly Poison, hit him in the face, and then Blade Flurry. But that would kill this too, and then I wouldn't have no creatures on the board, so it's better just to get the sap on. Taking some early damage. That's okay though. Alright, we're gonna throw out a pirate so we can combo our eviscerate into the swords to get another card draw.
Job's done.
And turn. Got ourselves a ghoul. Look at that damage. Alright. We're gonna probably be Blade Flurry next turn. Let's give myself a little life. Get him.
Here we go.
Okie dokie. Alright, because I'm Blade Flurrying, I'm going to kill this, so I want to make sure I get as many minions on the board as I can. So we're going to go ahead and throw out the Arcane Golem as well. Give him that extra mana, let's see what he decides to do with it. We're going to Blade Flurry to clear the board. Get my minions buffed. And see what he decides to play now. Alright, throws out a Spore. And a Faceless Manipulator on the Spore. Which, hey, that's fine with me. Alright, we're gonna weapon up. We're gonna throw our guys out there. We're gonna use our weapon to kill a Spore. And we're gonna run our guys in. 17 damage. Alright, let's see what he does here. Alright, don't mind that at all. That is a game-winning play for me there. Does he have something to charge me down? No? You don't got it? Right, well in that case we're just going to kill another Spore. Just for the fun of it. Buffs our people up. I mean, we could even do it some more. Buff them up. And ta-da! Like I said, if you don't really get that Fan Creeper is an issue. If you don't have a way to deal with them early on, it makes everything very difficult, which is why you really want to try to mulligan. If you're playing this deck, you want to mulligan hard for the sap every time. You want to turn 2 sap that thing. I mean, if you're trying to get the win and you don't get the sap on the mulligan and you don't get it by your first 2 draws by turn 2 to sap them, it might just be best to concede it and do it again. Because everything kind of falls into place as long as you get that Fan Creeper off the board. Anyways, I'm not sure what other decks could possibly. I feel you pretty much have to have a rush deck, and you have to have a bunch of minions on the field taking advantage of the buff to actually have a chance to survive. I think other decks might have a chance to do this, but you have to have an effective way of really getting rid of that deck. That whatever deck you use has to have an effective way of getting rid of that taunt guy early, getting rid of that Fan Creeper. And I think the sap for 2 mana is one of the best ways to do it, so I think this rogue deck is a good choice. Taking a quick look at the deck list. Let's back it up. Look at the deck list that I used. Go to the rogue, a 1 and a 2. So we got the wisps in there for free, so you get to put them on the board when you're ready to rush them down. Deadly Poison, just in case. Deadly Poison and the Blade Flurry, you probably don't need to. You could probably add another minion, maybe a charge minion or something. Maybe a Wolf Rider here would be better. But you could Blade Flurry. The reason why I have Blade Flurries is because if they had multiple spores on the field, and you don't want to use your minions' attacks to kill the spores, because you want the minions to get buffed up and use their attacks against Loatheb. So with Blade Flurry, if he puts 2 or 3 of the spores on the field, and you even have your 1 damage weapon, and you Blade Flurry to kill them all of a sudden all your minions get all those buffs, and you don't have to waste attacks doing it. Which is why I have the Blade Flurries in the deck. Argent Squires, even though they're not a 1/2 minion, because they have the bubble, it's kind of like a protection. The reason why you have 1/2 minions and not minions with 1 life is because he plays those spores that he starts off with the spore, but when he plays a spore, he either plays it by killing a minion and gives you a spore, or he does the area effect 1 damage, which gives you the spore. So if you put a bunch of minions out there that only have 1 life, like where are they at? The Loot Hoarders. Whenever he puts that spore out there, it's just going to kill him, so it's not going to matter. You want to put out a bunch of minions. You're just looking for things that are going to survive the first initial hit, so things with 2 life. If you're playing a deck where you could get like a 1/3 minion, like Mana Worms or the Northshire Clerics or something with Priest or something, it's even better to have a 1/3 minion. But Argent Squires, they could take 2 hits. Blood Cells has 2 life. Footman, Light Warden, Murlocs, all 1/2s, all has the life. Shield Bearers are good because they could help protect you from a rush if you're about to die. Plus, they have enough life to be able to get buffed up. South Sea Deckhands have 2/1. It's one of the 2/1 minions, but because you usually want to keep a weapon in your hand to kill spores, it's kind of like this guy has charge, so you just use this on the turn that he's going to get buffed up, and then he could charge and still get the buff, so he could still be effective. But you don't want to put this guy on the field until you know you're about to kill a spore, so you get him charged up, so when he does attack, he has charge with the weapon and the buff. Eviscerate, just in case you have to move some tough minions early. Sap, key part for getting rid of that Fang Creeper or any other big minions he plays out later in the game. Defias, you combo this with, you play a 1-cost minion, and then you get some more minions out with Defias. Loot Hoarder I have in here just because you tend to run out of cards early, so gives you a little bit more card draw. The Arcane Golem is kind of more of a finisher. The reason why he's there is because he has charge, so even if they like blow up your minions, and you could still put him out on the last turn that you're about to do the attack, and he still gets attacked with the buff that you get from the spores. So having some charge, like I said, maybe if you didn't want 2 Blade Flurries, you could add another Arcane Golem, or add a Leroy, or even though Leroy's a little expensive, you would save Leroy for your last turn of attacking with your last spores that you're going to set off. But you might also want to add a Wolf Rider if you don't want to be giving him too many mana crystals, but Arcane Golem's just at 1 extra damage. So, I mean, the Wolf Rider only has 1 life though, so Arcane Golem's a better choice if you want to put 2 Arcane Golems in instead of anything else. But that's what I got. It's fairly effective. You don't really need spells like Conceal, because for the most part they usually ignore your minions. Don't need Backstabs or Cold Bloods or Shadow Steps. I mean, you can Shadow Step a Golem, but he'll lose his buff, so it's kind of pointless. And you could also put Edwin Van Cleef in there if you're trying to do like a combo where you buff him up really big, but like I said, it's not really necessary to have him in there. My highest costing card in here is only the 3-cost Arcane Golem, and he's kind of the finishing move. But that's all you pretty much need. I think it's one of the best specs that's going to be used a lot for Loatheb. Anyways, that's what I got. We have defeated all 3 videos I'm going to post for beating the 3 heroic bosses in Naxxramas, the second wing, the Plague Quarter. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I have been Calabus, this has been Hearthstone, and I will catch you next time.